Hey guys, and welcome to my update of my 2.5 gallon planted bowl, Jarrarium, unsealed Ecosphere, whatever you want to call it. This is just a quick little update and taking a look at everything that's kind of been going on here. Now, you can't see it here, but I am trying to show you guys a scud. And you can see some Daphnia swimming around and stuff, but it's there. I'll put a circle around it or something. But yeah, basically, a while ago, I sourced some plants for just to get some floaters for my pond and stuff. There's another Daphnia, and I ended up getting a bunch of critters. Oh, there's the scud going again. Yeah, I got a scud. I got aquatic isopod, which you'll see in a bit, and as you know, I added my shrimp recently, and it's just I just thought I'd give you guys a little update on this thing. Now, there's that little plant. For those of you that don't know, this is a Walstad method bowl, which basically what that means is you do a layer of potting soil to provide nutrients for your plants, and then you cap it with gravel, and that way you never have to do like root tabs and stuff. Eventually you would, because it would run out of nutrients, but that's kind of the idea with it. And that's what I did here, and it's been doing great. I mean, there's been so much growth. I'll show some on-screen footage of what it looked like when I first started it. Here's the sort of surface area. You can see all the Bacopa, and there's like Salvinia, and that one big Salvinia has been doing really well. There was red root floaters in here, but I took them out for my 20 gallon. Hyacinth doing well. There's a bit of pothos growing out of it. It's just doing really well, and you've got all that Bacopa growing out like immersed. That's one of my favorite parts of the whole thing, because that was an accident. I had the Bacopa in the corner sticking out of the water, and at the time I didn't even know Bacopa could grow out of water, and it did. But then one day I kind of knocked it over, and it just spread out like this, and it's so cool. I'm putting the bamboo back because it's not supposed to be down there, but I got an air plant there as well. You can see me trying to focus the camera on it. But yeah, it's just a really cool environment. I thought it'd be cool to give you guys a proper look at it, because I haven't done a proper video on it in so long. I've just kind of thrown it in my various update and tour videos, and I didn't think that was fair because it's such a cool little ecosystem, and I think it deserved its own video. Sort of in a Life in Jars ripoff style, if you will. Of course, with different music, but whatever. Not sure what I'm trying to show here. There's just, if you look around, you'll see bits of little microfauna and stuff like that just kind of swimming around, and that's just kind of how this environment goes. You've just got stuff happening all the time. Here I was trying to get a shot of a shrimp, I think it was, or there was something over there, but I couldn't get it. Here you can see the aquatic isopod there, and there's some Daphnia swimming around. All this stuff mostly came from, as I said, I got the few plants that came from like a river nearby, and I got all these cool things from it. But most of the Daphnia and the snails and stuff came from the Salvinia on the top, which I got from like a garden store. So that was pretty cool. There's the scud there. When I was younger, and by younger I mean when I first started my channel, I mentioned a scud in here before, but I didn't say scud, I said scoot, and I was talking about a cyclops. So I don't even know what part of me thought a cyclops was called a scoot, but no, that's a scud. It's just an amphipod, basically. Well, not basically, that's what it is. Excuse my poor camera work. It's really hard to focus on these up close things. I need to get some sort of macro lens or something. If you put it right up to the glass, it works, but that's not always easy to do, especially with a curved bowl like this where everything's up at the glass. There's one of my bigger pond snails. These pond snails get huge, and these ones are really cute. They've got like little rabbit ears. Oh, there's some Daphnia on the back. Yeah, this thing's just cool to watch, but it's hard to film, which is kind of unfortunate. As for plants in here, for those of you that are curious, there's some Bacopa I added in the last video. We've got two varieties of Bacopa. There's an Anubis, there's the bamboo, and the air plant, obviously. There's Salvinia of two types. There's some red root floaters, some duckweed, pothos. There's a shrimp. That's not a plant, but there's two Java ferns, there's some Anacharis. You've really got everything going on here. There's also a little carpeting plant that I don't know the name of. There you can see some little like microfauna and stuff swimming around. There's a snail, and I was trying to get a good shot of this shrimp, but that is not an easy task, let me tell you. Yeah, this is the one of the ones we added in the last video. I can tell because of the pale color. But oh yeah, here's the pothos. Now, I think I mentioned this in an older video, but the pothos had a lot of dying yellow bits, and that's why I added the shrimp to provide more nutrients, because originally I was going to get pygmy sunfish, but shipping those to Canada has a lot of problems with it. But the pothos does seem to be growing, so that's good. And so yeah, that just makes me happy in general. There's the shrimp again. He kind of came out of his crevice a bit. You can see him eating, and it's kind of cool. I still think I might want to add a few more shrimp in here. I know Sarah, my girlfriend, for those of you that don't know, she wants some of my gulls. But here is a much more pretty looking shrimp, a bright red one. And you can see this one has eggs. Now, when I added this guy to the aquarium, I do not remember her carrying any eggs. But she does now, so I'm guessing they must have bred in here. And that's kind of cool because I kind of just assumed there was never any baby shrimp in here because they weren't breeding or the water quality wasn't good. But I mean, it's happened now, so I'm not really too sure. Now, the issue with that is scuds do eat baby shrimp. And in addition to that, I think I'm going to try to pan to one pretty quickly. But there's a ton of planarian in here. And those guys like to zap shrimp babies. So we'll ultimately see what happens. I think there might be a chance a few of them could survive, potentially, just because of how jungly this thing is. Oh yeah, I'm trying to show a planarian here. Can you see it? Yeah, there you go. So, but it is so jungly in here, my hope is that they'll be able to survive, but not really sure. And, you know, you can just get another look at the shrimp here. Pretty soon, I want to do a different video where I actually talk about how to set up one of these things for yourself. But I think I'm going to save that for... I was going to originally just dub over this with that. But I think I'm going to save that because my girlfriend wants to set up one for herself because they're so cool. And I think maybe then I'll do like an in-depth video. It's a pretty simple process though, really. I can go into it really simply while you look at the scud and the shrimp here, which are making first contact or whatever. But literally, as I said earlier, you literally just put down soil and gravel and add your plants. Now... it's not always that easy. When I first set this thing up, it actually began to smell really bad, and then I had to rinse the whole thing out. But honestly, I'm pretty sure if I just done a big water change and let it sit, it would have been fine. But yeah, there's really not much to it. It's a really low maintenance setup. I pretty much never change the water. I just give it a little top off. Occasionally I'll take a bit out because I like to clean up the detritus on the bottom, but that's really all there is to it. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay comfy, friends.